Hello everybody, I am FedoraG4mer. It's time for another episode of Incoming Indie, where we take a look at interesting in development indie games. Today we are looking at an early alpha build of Dungeon of the Endless. I will warn you, there will probably be some gushing in this video because this game is goddamn brilliant. Let's go ahead and jump right into it here. See a little opening cutscene here of a ship getting shot down, you crashing down to a planet. Dungeon of the Endless is based in the same universe as the same developers' other game and its DLC, actually, Endless Space. Though it's based in the same universe, the gameplay in the genre it's in is completely different. It's a lot like Sword of the Star of the Pit, how it's based in the Sword of the Stars universe, but it's not a space game, it's a roguelike. And this game is also a roguelike to some extent. Alright, our escape pod crashed into a dungeon. And basically the point is to try to get out. This crystal here is your everything. It's your life. It powers rooms. Well, let's get back to the start here a little bit. What this game is a mix of a roguelike and a tower defense game. Two things that I never thought would work well together or anyone would even consider putting it together, but it worked brilliantly in this game. Let's go ahead and look at the two heroes we start with. Both of them are melee. This one's faster, so I will stick with him as my scout typing guy, which you'll see what I mean about that here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and get started and open the door and see what the dungeon awaits us. And we got an item right off the bat. That is always good. Guard uniform. That's a fairly good item. And this is a very good starting room. Let's go ahead and check out the guard uniform here. It has a little bit of minus speed, so I will put it on the guy that I'm not going to have running around. As I said, this is very much an early alpha build. It is nowhere near feature complete, and the game does not hide that from you. It tells you right out what features are missing. We have 3 resources we have to worry about. There will be 4 in the finished game. Science right here is not yet implemented, and either is the tech tree that goes with it. So we have industry, food, and dust. Dust is a very important resource in this game. It comes from the Endless Space games as well. I don't know much about the lore behind it. I've never played the Endless Space game. But dust is a focal point in the universe that this game is based in. Alright, so we found our first room, got an item out of it. Now we can do this and power that room using dust. Your dust is everything. Your dust is your currency, your dust is your crystal's HP, and your dust allows you to power rooms, which then will allow you to use the modular points in the rooms to set up defensive and other structures. Every 10 dust you will gain the ability to power another room. And it's a very interesting balance in that, because if you find merchants, they also dust is also your currency. So selling off some will reduce your ability to, well, not selling off, but buying stuff with it will reduce your ability to power rooms, as well as reduce your total HP of your crystal, which is what you need to protect. And the main goal is to find the exit and get your crystal to the exit. Now that we've powered this room, let's go ahead and this middle point right here can build a medium-sized module. There are 2 that you start with, one that generates more industry and one that generates more food. Now how these resources generate is by opening doors. You see +2 here and +2 here, that's the base amount. Every time I open a door, I will get +2 food and +2 industry. If I place an industry generator, it will give me more industry per door opened. If I place a food generator, it will give me more food per door opened. Now which one do you always want to start first? When you start with your first little base camp here, I always start with industry. Food is used for upgrading or leveling up, healing, and hiring more heroes, because you can find heroes and hire them in the dungeon, and you can have a max of 4 heroes at a time. Food's rather important. Industry is used for building any of the modules. My advice here is to always start with an industry module. And I'll show you why here, because once you start, it costs the same for either of those industry or food, but then we want to place some attack modules for have some defenses here. So we will have enough to place 3 of these. So you can place, with your starting resources, you can place 1 media module and 3 attack modules. Now if I were to, now that it has brought me up to plus 10 industry per door opened. One thing to keep in mind is the media modules, the more you've placed, the more expensive they get. Now instead of costing 10, they cost 13. So if you would place a food one immediately, you would still only have plus 2 industry per door opened, and you would have to open quite a few doors to get up to enough industry again to place a industry generator. In another room, we can't place it here, but we can find another place to place it. If I put the industry one down, then 2 doors, after opening 2 doors, I will have enough to place a food generator. So in my opinion, it's always best to start with an industry generator. That's a hard word for me today for some reason. Now we'll go ahead and start exploring some more. And we found enemies. Now this is basically how the gameplay plays out. You have, at least how I play it. I don't know if it's the best way to play it, but it seems to be the most effective for me. Is have someone scouting around, searching the rooms, and when enemies... Oh, no, go down here, please. He's going after the crystal. And we just lost 1 dust. Now I can't power another room. That's unfortunate. That's the thing, the dust is also the HP. If they hit it, it loses dust, and then you can lose your ability to power some rooms. This would be a good secondary room to set up. I'd actually kind of want to move to this room when I think about it, but let's go ahead and open the next door. This game revolves largely around doors. Opening doors is how everything triggers. It's how you gain the resources, and it's how enemy waves spawn. Now that's something you have to worry about after you get through the first few rooms. Another purpose of lighting rooms up is enemy waves cannot spawn in lit rooms. When you open doors, there's a chance of any not lit up room spawning a wave of enemies. This only happens when you open the doors though, so you can always plan around the fact that things only happen when you open doors. It's like 1 turn whenever you open a door. And we got some bonus industry, and we have a wave spawning right there, so let's run back to defend. We also got more dust, so now I can light up another room. Come on, enemies. He did quite a bit of damage, but thankfully 1 or both of my heroes have the ability to repair modules. Both of them do. I had 1 game generate where neither of the heroes had that ability, which was not ideal by any means. We're going to go ahead and move our defensive line up so I can use this room to place a food generator, because we do want to build up as much food as possible to level up our heroes. Let's place some defenses. Now we have double line defense, which is always a good thing. If something sneaks by, it will be taken out by my original defensive line here. Okay, now we can keep on exploring. I like the room opening mechanic. When you open a room, it's like opening a Christmas present. You never know what's going to be inside. It could be something wonderful, like some bonus industry, bonus food item, a blueprint for a new kind. Oh, I just found a blueprint. Speak of the devil. For a new kind of module, which I got the dust fuel generator, which I will look into that in a moment. Or it could be horrible death. Wow, that analogy got dark. What kind of messed up Christmases have I had when presents are filled with horrible death? We'll say that's figurative, like a ugly sweater that would be social suicide if you wore it. I don't need therapy, I swear. And we found some more enemies, so we'll run back. One of the most standout features about this game is the gorgeous pixel art. The pixel art is so good. I'm a big fan of pixel art, especially very well done pixel art like this game. And the animations. The animations are pretty awesome as well. Sound design is pretty good. Oh, that wave's not dead yet. I like the music. It's kind of mellow and very atmospheric, but it definitely fits the theme and the atmosphere of the game. Let's go ahead and see what's in this next door here. Hey, we found another melee character, but we found another hero, and I do have enough food to hire him, so I will always want to try to get... This guy's even faster, so he's going to become my scout now. You always want to try to get to maximum of 4 heroes as soon as possible. Otherwise, you'll have a real tough time by the time you get down to floor 3. Okay, we'll continue on here. And another blueprint. What did we get? Oh, wow. I completely skipped the... These are light damage modules. There's a Tesla coil, which is a medium damage module. And then there's the Claymore, which is your heavy damage module, which I just already unlocked. So this run is going really well at this point. I do have enough power to power some more rooms, so I will go ahead and do that. Once I can power to this one, I can put down another module, because this room has no entrances besides this one. So enemies will not be going through it, so it will be a safe place to put a module down. A medium-sized module, a resource generating module, as it were. And we got some bonus dust there, and some enemies, some horrible death in that present. I'm missing a guy. No, he's just hiding in there. Okay, you can't see him around the modules. Oh, we can place this one. This is a new type of module. There is the medium modules, which are mostly to generate resources. There are beneficial, attack, and defense. I don't have any defense modules because I haven't found any. This is a beneficial one, which increases defense of heroes that are in the room, which is always handy to have in your main line of defense room here. So I'll just go ahead and throw that out. Okay, I'm about 3 dust away from being able to power that room. That is a dead end. I don't know if I should put another module down though, because I think I'm probably about done with this level. And what did we get? 2 waves are incoming. I got a pea shooter. I got a gun when all 3 of my heroes are all melee heroes. That's not exactly useful. So you get dust by some rooms, you'll find bonus dust, and then killing enemies will sometimes award you a dust. So hopefully through these waves of enemies I will get 3 more dust. We shall see. This game... Oh, no you don't. Well, no, he'll just get taken out by that second line of defense there, maybe. Those guys always make a beeline right for your crystal. Some enemies prioritize targets differently. Like these crystal guys will prioritize modules. So if I put modules in their path, most of the enemies will just walk past them and let them get shot a few times on the way by, but those crystal guys will stop and attack them. I am 1 dust short of being able to power that next room. It looks like the exit is going to be far away from my starting point, which is bad news for me. Well, I got some more dust. So let's go ahead and run back here. I will go ahead and power this and put down another industry generator here. The enemies are a little slow, so sometimes it takes them a bit of time to catch up. So now I am generating a +10. Seems like how much you generate per door changes the further you get in the level. It goes down over time. I'm not sure the exact mechanic behind that, but that's what it seems like. One thing to keep in mind is you keep your resources going down to the next floor, except for dust. Dust always resets, but you do keep your industry and your food. You want to make sure you have a good bit of industry when you go down to the next floor. Don't run yourself dry before going to the next floor. So you have enough to build up your starting defenses on the next floor. Otherwise, you're going to have a really bad time. So do not run yourself dry. The more resources you can build up before going down to the next floor, the better. Go ahead and continue this direction. This is a dead end, but what's in here? Oh, there's the exit. And we have waves spawning because of opening that door. When you open doors, waves can spawn. Sometimes they will. Sometimes one, sometimes two, sometimes none. Doesn't happen every time. But that's how it's triggered. Opening doors triggers everything. It triggers gaining resources. It triggers enemy spawning. Triggers pretty much the game revolves around opening doors. Okay, I forgot that those big bug things go right for modules if they're off the normal path. I'm gonna go attack him. Try to save my module here. Apparently that wasn't a very safe place to put a module. As I said, you can use food to heal, and I'm going to heal him right now because he's getting his butt handed to him. And a lot of these monsters prioritize the nearest hero. I should mention there's this tactical pause, which I'm using right now, that lets you issue commands, heal, change equipment, place down modules. It's a lot like the tactical pause of FTL. Oh, and big guy staying there and beating on that. Oh well, I'm just gonna let it die. I already found the exit, so. Now, this game is in early development, and it's definitely not perfect at this point. There are some flaws. It is kind of easy. It's relatively short. There's only 4 floors in this current build. That will, of course, be much longer when the game is finished. But it's relatively easy. I got decimated my first couple games while I was coming to grips with the very unique mechanics of this game. But, okay, let's prepare to run for the exit. But after my third game, I just completely steamrolled it. Once you come to grips with the mechanics, it is fairly easy. Now, one thing to keep in mind is getting to the exit is not a cakewalk. Normally, I'd clear the entire first floor, but I'll show you how the exit mechanic works. I'm going to go ahead and tell my other 2 heroes to stand at the exit and use my fastest hero to take the crystal there. This is when things get a little harrowing, especially if your exit spawns quite a ways away from your crystal, like it has for me this time. Once you pull the crystal out, your rooms start powering down and enemy waves start spawning like crazy. So you just want to run. That's why I always use my fastest character, because you get slowed down considerably when you're carrying the crystal. Okay, I'll pause real quick here and then tell him to go to the exit. Run. Run for it. If you were already using a slower character when grabbing the crystal, you'd be ridiculously slow. I might not make it. There's a lot of ground to cover. As you can see, the rooms are powering down. I can't power any other rooms up. We have enemies attacking our guys standing there, but they're there to defend it. I might make it. Oh, no. Run. Run, little guy. Probably going to have to heal him a couple times on the way. And waves just keep spawning. It's pretty much grab the crystal and get the fuck out. I don't want to waste any food if I don't have to, and we made it. And that was floor 1. Seemed kind of easy. It definitely gets more difficult in later floors like this one. There's now 2 entrances into the crystal. So you have to worry about the potential of setting up 2 defensive lines if you have to end up going both directions. If you go one direction and find the exit, then you won't have to even open that door. But if you choose the wrong direction to find the exit, then you might have to open both sides. Or if you want to just clear the entire floor to get more blueprints and get more resources and such. I will also show you how leveling up works here. I haven't done that yet. We'll go ahead and level up my scout here. For 12 food, I can level him up, which gains HP, defense, and attack power. And I'll go ahead and do that, but only him for right now, because I always want to keep enough food on hand to be able to hire any heroes that I find in the dungeon. So this is Dungeon of the Endless. It's amazing. It is on Steam Early Access. It's 25% off during the alpha stage, so it's less than $10 right now. Even in its early alpha stage, I highly recommend it, and this is a game I'm very much looking forward to being finished. I wish it was finished right now, because I want to play it once the science and tech trees added. That will be a whole nother level of gameplay right there. And also there's a lot of other things that aren't yet implemented, like active skills and passive skills. These are not yet implemented. So it has a fair bit of depth already, but there's going to be a lot more depth added to it as the development continues. I highly recommend this game. Well, I'm FedoraG4mer. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Links to this game's early access on Steam will be in the description. Check it out. If you're not into getting an early access games, then definitely keep an eye on this and be ready for when it's fully released, because this game is going to be amazing. It already is. It's going to be more amazing. And I will see you guys next time.